Location tracking can be very handy. It's convenient when an app can tell you, say, where the nearby restaurants or gas stations are, but it's also a privacy issue. Do you want all your wanderings registered by Google? Are you comfortable knowing that Mark Zuckerberg's minions know where you are at all times? Well, not that Mark Zuckerberg has minions, but you know what I mean. In this article, we'll take a look at how to stop location tracking on your Android phone and your Google account, and how to delete your location history from your OS and from some of the more popular apps. As always, note that versions of Android can differ, and many manufacturers use overlays as well, which can change the locations of various commands, but they should be similar enough for you to be able to find your way. For these instructions, I've used a Pixel 6 phone running Android 12, but I've included some directions for those with earlier versions of Android. Stop Google from tracking you, period. You probably know that Google can track your location and movements through its Google Maps app. But you may not realize that your Android phone is also tracking your movements and activities through several other built-in apps. If you really don't want your phone to be tracking any of your movements and activities, there is a way to turn tracking off for all, well, most of them. You just need to be aware that you're probably going to render many of your apps, such as ride-share apps, weather apps, and, of course, mapping apps, less usable, or in some cases, completely unusable. Stop Google tracking using a browser. First, we're going to stop Google from saving your data. Okay, you've now prevented any more data from being gathered, but you may want to delete all or some of the information that's already been collected. Incidentally, if you want to make sure that nobody but you can delete your histories, then select the Manage Activity link under each category in Activity Controls, and look for Manage My Activity Verification. If you enable that feature, Google will ask for a password anytime you want to look at or delete any history in your account. And if you don't want to worry about manually deleting your stuff, you can enable Auto Delete in each category. You'll see the option within each category on the Activity Controls page. You'll have the option to automatically delete your activity after either 3, 18, or 36 months. Stop Google tracking on an Android device. Turn location tracking on and off from the Quick Settings tray. If you want to be able to turn location tracking on or off as you need it, you can do that too. One way to arrange this is to use the Quick Settings tray, which is what you see when you swipe down from the top of your screen. The tray holds a variety of icons for the most often used Android features. There is a location icon that lets you toggle the location feature on and off. You'll now be able to quickly swipe down from the top of your screen and toggle location on and off. For example, if you want to use Google Maps for directions, you can toggle location on, and then turn it back off when you're finished. Stop location tracking on Android devices. If you don't feel the need to block Google from recording all your activities, and simply want to stop the phone from recording your location, it's easy to do, as long as you pay attention to the details. You'd think that would be it, wouldn't you? But you'd be wrong. What is meant by use location in Android depends on which sensors are following the location of the device. Besides GPS, it could be Wi-Fi, mobile networks, or other sensors. So before you leave this page, look a little further down. If you're using Android 12, look for the Location Services button, otherwise, look for the Advanced button and tap on that. Either way, you'll have several categories that you can toggle on or off. These can be depending on your Android version and your phone's manufacturer. If you can't see these last two, go back to the location page and look for a Wi-Fi and Bluetooth scanning link. Disable location tracking for any specific app. You can find out which apps actually use location tracking and just disable it for those that you feel don't need it. Sometimes when you turn off permissions in the Android settings, the app itself will continually try to get you to restore that permission. It's irritating, but unless the app lets you say, "No, leave me alone," you will either have to live with it or get a different app. Delete your location history. While you can turn off location tracking from your Android phone settings, once a service has collected your location info, getting rid of that history takes a little work. If you want to delete your location history, the first place you need to go is Google. After that, apps that collect this information include Facebook and Twitter. Delete your Google location history on Android. While you can delete location history collected for your Google timeline in the My Activity area, see above, you can also get rid of it easily in Google. Delete your Google location history on a browser. Delete your location history on Facebook. Facebook does keep a separate history of your locations, and if you want to delete that history, you can do it through the mobile app or the browser. Using the Android app. Using a browser. Delete your location history on Twitter. Twitter makes it relatively simple to turn off its location tracking within the Android app. You can delete your Twitter location history as well, but only from your browser. Uncheck Add Location Information to your tweets. Then click on Delete All Location Information. And if it asks, yes, you are sure. Update August 25, 2020, 2:37 p.m. Eastern Time. This article was originally published on April 12, 2019. It has been updated to include the update from Android 9 to Android 10, along with changes to various web-based applications. Update November 30, 2021, 3:55 p.m. Eastern Time. Updated to reflect changes in the Android operating system and in Google, Facebook, and Twitter apps.